Hello, I'm going to talk to you about employee retention. We'll be evaluating the chemical operator pay at Eastman Chemical in Longview, Texas. First, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Christopher Williams, and I am currently employed with Eastman and have been for about 11 years now. I'm a production manager at Polyethylene North in Longview, Texas, where we make polyethylene pellets that are used in the production of plastics. I supervise a total of 40 employees at this current time. I have been tasked with gathering data, studying it, and coming up with a potential solution for a current problem facing our company. This problem is employee retention. We're experiencing a high loss of employees with 10 plus years of experience at an unsustainable rate. Termination accounts for about 3%, retirement about 35%, and change of companies totaling the largest percentage at 62%. The reasons these employees are leaving are more pay, about 58% of those, advancement opportunities in other companies, which is about 32%, and other reasons at 10%. Our biggest concern with employee retention are the personnel changes that occur. First, there's a huge loss in the experienced personnel that run our plants. Next, there's also an increase in the inexperienced new hires that we have to hire to replace those that leave the company. The biggest concern when dealing with employee retention, though, is the effects of the losses. Soon we'll have a highly inexperienced workforce due to lack of training. We'll have a less innovative workforce due to less experience for those that are on the job. And then the future stability of the company will be put into jeopardy without the highly skilled, necessary personnel in place. During my research and discussions with employees, I found the number one cause of employee loss: current operator pay structure. Currently, employees are topping out at about $35 an hour, and while this sounds high, the issue with that is that they're consistently topping out in 3 years, which means that employees with 3 years of experience are at the same pay rate as an employee with 20 plus years of experience. That leaves little room for advancement, and there's also more competitive pay in the surrounding area due to the increase in the oil field work. When you observe the current operator pay by years of service on a graph, you see how quickly an employee can top out and how long that he'll be at that pay rate. Currently, employees are starting out in the $22 an hour range. At the end of the first year, with some technical training, they are at $26 an hour. At the end of year 2, they're in the $30 an hour range. At the end of year 3, when all technical training has been completed in OJTs, they are at $35 an hour. As you can see, the biggest issue though is anybody after that is also at $35 an hour. So there's little room for incentive of advancement. Then when you graph the employee percentage by years of service, you'll see that 63% of our experience is being paid the same as the bottom 37%. What incentive is there for employees to stay long term if they're topped out at 3 years? After much consideration and discussion, I believe I found a solution to the employee retention problem currently facing Eastman Chemical. We should install a more inspiring pay structure for the operator employees. We should also consider splitting crews to allow room for more advancement. We should also make the top out pay extend to a longer period of time instead of just 3 years. We should also potentially increase top pay for the most experienced employees to incentivize them to stay with the company. Then we should also be flexible with pay should an employee decide that he no longer wants to be with the company. My proposed max pay is seen in the graph below. Those employees with 0 to 5 years with the company will top out at about $25 an hour. As you can see, it increases $3 an hour every 5 years after that, until they max out at 20 plus years at $37 an hour. The increase, though, at $3 an hour is about $7,500 annually. So the incentive will be for those employees to stay with the company for a longer period of time because they will continue earning more pay. There are many benefits of this dispersed pay scale. First, we will help retain more qualified employees over a longer period of time. This in turn will bolster the future stability of the company. And there's an incentive for length of service for those employees that stay at 20 plus years. And there's also a clearly defined hierarchy for experienced personnel. In conclusion, currently Eastman is facing an employee retention problem. A focus on pay structure of operators will help turn this event around. We will retain these experienced personnel for longer periods of time, helping out the company in the long run, and will preserve the company advantage over time. I look forward to discussing this issue with you further. Thank you for your time.